Well, good morning. It's the big match day happening at Etihad. Man City hosting Arsenal, and you know how we do it. Whenever two elephants are really fighting, this time around, the grass won't suffer. What we do is all about bringing you the combined 11. Who fits into which team? Arsenal has a very good starting 11. Man City has a very decent starting 11. But we are going to really make decisions on who is going to make it to a combined 11 depending on how these players have gone ahead to play or behave in this season. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. Good morning, guys. Now, I know most of you are really going to be having divided opinions over certain positions, and I think the most contagious ones are really going to be the right back goalkeeping department, the left back, the central defensive midfield, right? But I think I've come up with what I call the combined starting 11 between Arsenal and Man City, and it might leave others in shock and leave others satisfied and others unsatisfied. That's the work that we do. You cannot appease every human, right? So let's get into the starting 11. As we come into this starting 11, Arsenal is topping the Premier League table with 75 points and Man City is at 70 points. Arsenal is going to have to play 2 more games than City, meaning that if at all City win their 2 games they have in hand, they will be a point ahead of Arsenal. And if I told you were Arsenal, you wouldn't like to lose the game of football today, and the worst result Arsenal should get today at Etihad should be a draw, because it will keep them in the vicinity of really seeing the trophy like 1 point away from the trophy, not so? So that means they have to fight hard and not lose this game of football, because if at all they lose, I think the trophy would have been surrendered to Man City. Now, system 4-3-3, we know that both managers like this a lot, and almost 90% of the games they're gonna have to play this season, they've been playing with that system of 4-3-3. Let's go into this and find out means of how we are going to let this done and dusted. Now, that is the well demarcated pitch. We start with the goalkeeping department. The goalkeeper of Man City is known as Ederson, and the goalkeeper of Arsenal is known as Aaron Ramsdale. Now, of the two this season, who do you think has looked better? In my own opinion, I believe that Ramsdale is a better goalkeeper this season. Shot stopper, he's a better shot stopper than Ederson Mahrez, and the ball distribution, I think Aaron Ramsdale is okay with it. And second, there's gonna have to keep more clean sheets than Ederson Mahrez of Man City. Ramsdale has kept 12 clean sheets and Ederson has kept only 10. When you look at the defense of Man City and the defense of Arsenal, when you look at William Saliba, he's just a minor coming in through and is going to have to put in a very wonderful performance in this season. Gabriel Magalhaes, when you look at Akanji, Laporte, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, all the 5 central defenders that Man City are really having, they can come and perfectly compete with the defense of Arsenal. So it shows you that they would have gone ahead to play a very better job of really protecting the goalkeeper. But obviously, the goalkeeper has not helped himself also sometimes, because their saves are supposed to be making and he couldn't really make them. So to me, if you tell me Ederson Mahrez or Aaron Ramsdale, I go with this man in goal. I go with Aaron Ramsdale on any day, because the trump card of Ederson Mahrez is simple: ball distribution, but not good at shot stopping. That's it. And I think even Ramsdale is doing that better amidst that mistake he did against Southampton. But I think the boy is really putting in performances that are really surprising everyone on or in the league. That is Aaron Ramsdale. Let's go to the right back position. Kyle Walker plays as the right back for Man City. Then Ben White plays as the right back for Arsenal. Ben White has gone ahead to play close to 30 plus games this season in the Premier League, while Kyle Walker has gone ahead to play only 19. His career this season has been disturbed by injuries and sabotaged by injuries, because he even almost missed out on playing the World Cup. But obviously, he made his recovery soon and went and played at the World Cup in Qatar. But when you look at the performance of Ben White, I think this is one of the positions that you don't even need to really bring out of statistics, that Ben White has gone ahead to really put in close to 3 assists, 2 2 goals in the season. That is Ben White for you, meaning that he has gone ahead to do a much more better job than Kyle Walker. And that's why Arsenal fans were really arguing, you know, at the World Cup squad that Ben White was really in, and he never really played a game. Even in the UEFA Nations League, whether the UEFA Nations League or Euro qualifiers 2024, Ben White found himself in a situation of not being really called up in the national team, but he's really performing very well. And for the right back position, I'm going to go in with Ben White. That is what I'm going to go in for. Kyle Walker, nowhere near Ben White this season. Ben White is really a revelation and really looking great. Then let's go to the left back position. Left back position, I think this is one of the most contagious positions into this combined 11. Nathan Ake for Man City and Zinchenko for Arsenal. Nathan Ake has gone ahead to play very many games, and today it has been ruled out. He has been ruled out by his manager Pep Guardiola. That is not going to be part of the starting 11 or the squad of Man City as they face a side called Arsenal. That's it. So Zinchenko is a revelation. You know, the way he plays that left back position just shows you where football is going. That I think in the top big teams in the world, there is going to be no space for a player who can't be press resistant, who is not a baller, who is not technically gifted, you know, who is not comfortable on the ball, because looks like that's the direction that the game of football is really taking, and that shows you that the tide has changed its direction. It's no longer the way that you are all about defending. You know, nowadays, look at Liverpool. They play with Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's one of the weakest players I've seen defensively, but they play him a lot because he's comfortable on the ball and he offers a lot in the offensive part of the field. So that brings us to a situation of really calling in on to whether we are going to go into a direction or an era where ballers are really going to be only welcome in the field of play, especially coming in from goal. You see, even nowadays, if I told you a goalkeeper and you can't really express freely on the field of play with your feet, you know, you are doomed to failure. This is it, and this is the fact. So on the left back, to me, I think this man has done a better job. I think that is Zinchenko. I go for Zinchenko. I go with Zinchenko over the boy or the lad known as Nathan Ake. I'm not downpowering the efforts of Nathan Ake. Has gone ahead to have a tremendous season at Man City, but I think Zinchenko has gone ahead to put in a very huge drift. Now, without William Saliba, Arsenal is having Rob Holding. Now, who plays on the right side of the central defense of Man City? Ruben Diaz or Akanji, end of the two. But I think Ruben Diaz is the best defender in Man City, and that's why I'm fronting him in this position. Then he's facing Rob Holding. I think no debate onto that. It's obviously Ruben Diaz coming into the mix to play onto that position. Now the rest, Laporte, John Stones, Akanji, and so on and so forth. I think no one has played a game of football this season better than this man. That is Gabriel Magalhaes, the left-footed central defender of Arsenal. So to me, I'm having the back five as that, and Arsenal is having 4 and Man City is having 1. Let's go to the midfield. Thomas Partey over Rodri. I know there has always been a very huge debate on who is the best CDM in the Premier League. And guys, let me tell you this. If you are to give Arteta Rodri, he will bench Partey any day. That's it. That's why for this, I don't want even to argue a lot about this, but you all know what Rodri does, and I think it's between Rodri and Casemiro. Rodri and Casemiro have been the best central defensive midfielders in the Premier League this season. There is Paulinho, you know, that player that plays as a CDM at Fulham for Marco Silva. Then there is even Moise Caicedo. He's been another one. There is Lavia, you know. I think if I'm to rank these midfielders very well, Partey comes third. You know, Partey comes third. So I think Rodri over Thomas Partey. I don't know what your thoughts are, and I know Arsenal fans are going to come here and argue Rokani, but have you seen how sloppy Partey has been for the previous 4 or 5 games this season? You know, but how many times have you seen Rodri sloppy like that? You know, Rodri has gone ahead to master the craft of playing as a CDM of Man City, and he shields that back four very, very well. And let's go to the other position. It's all about Ika Gundogan, I think, versus Martin Odegaard. And on that, I'm taking Martin Odegaard over anyone else. Martin Odegaard has to play into that midfield over Gundogan. Then, for Kevin De Bruyne, no brainer. He has to be into this, not so? Kevin De Bruyne over Granit Xhaka. Obviously, you go with Kevin De Bruyne on any day, not so? I think for that, we agree. And I think we should agree onto this team because to me, I'm giving you what we call genuine facts. And let's go to the left forward. Jack Grealish over Gabriel Martinelli. When you look at Jack Grealish this season, he has had a tremendous season, better than the one he had last year, because last year he really had a hell of a season at Man City and found himself into bad spells. And obviously this season he has gone ahead to score five goals and has gone ahead to put in 6 assists. Those are 11 goal involvements in 24 games. Gabriel Martinelli has found himself in a position of really scoring 15 goals and put up close to 4 assists. You know, he has gone ahead to do a lot of work in the Premier League, and I don't see any player who can really dislodge Gabriel Martinelli on the left forward of the season team of the league, apart from Marcus Rashford. That's it. And if at all Marcus Rashford goes ahead and outscores Martinelli, maybe Martinelli will be found out. But if at all Martinelli wins the trophy, there is no way you put him out of that team. So I think Jack Grealish has had a very good season, but I'm going with the start 11 of Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli is a wonder. He's a wonder this season. 22 years of age, powering in goals left, right, and center. He's really one to watch for the future, and I think he's really doing the best that he deserves for Arsenal. And what Arsenal need to do is to improve on their defending, but their front line is really on fire. Let's go to the center forward. Haaland is the center forward of Man City. I'm not going to bring in Julian Alves because Julian Alves is the understudy of Haaland. And at Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus is back, right? And he's in an epic form. 5 matches, 4 goals. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. And Arsenal are having the understudy of Jesus as Eddie Nketiah. So I'm not going to bring Eddie Nketiah in this conversation. I'm going to go with Haaland versus Jesus. You know, this season in the world, no one has gone ahead to really score goals like Haaland. That's it. Gabriel Jesus is a very good player. I really like him. And by the way, I rate him a lot over Haaland, you know, because he does a lot in a team. He does a lot for the team that Haaland can't do, because Haaland can only really produce goals. That's why you see he hasn't even hit close to 6 or 7 assists this season. But when you look at Jesus, the balance of him being out for close to 3 months, and Haaland has gone ahead to play almost every game of Man City in the Premier League. That's why Haaland is really nearly hitting a 30 goal mark into. I think has already hit it in the Premier League. Haaland has gone ahead to really put out how many goals. He's having 32 goals. That's it. But for Jesus, he missed out on close to very many games, but on his return, he has gone ahead to score more 4 goals. He's having 9 goals and 6 goal involvement and 6 assists. Those are 15 goal involvements, meaning that if at all he never gotten an injury, would have found himself in a position of really being close to like 20 goals this season. And I think in the remaining games that they're really having, he might bust out to really hit the number of 15 goals this season. That is Gabriel Jesus. And Jesus over Haaland? No way, guys. We are going the Erling Haaland. I think we all agree onto this. Erling Haaland is really a better striker if at all you are getting in goals. But I think next season, if at all Arsenal improves its team and they increase on the creativity for Jesus, I think Jesus will score goals and will compete with Erling Haaland. Now, the biggest contention of the day is between Bukayo Saka and Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez is a player that plays as a right forward for Manchester City. He has a good left foot, and over the weekend he scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup. But Bukayo Saka Bukayo Saka, I repeat the name again, 13 goals in the Premier League with 11 assists, 24 goal involvements at the age of 21. 21 soon making 22. He has gone ahead to prove very many people wrong in the league, and he's really one of the best right forwards in the world right now. Argue it, accept it. Saka this season has looked better than Riyad Mahrez. I really love Mahrez, but I think this season he has been really blowing hot and cold, you know. But Bukayo Saka has been really on fire. That's it. So on any day, I take this man. He's firing all cylinders in at Arsenal, and he's really doing lots of things above his shoulders. So that's my predicted starting 11. When you look at that starting 11, Arsenal has 7 players and City has 4. According to me and my team of Rokani Media, it's a 7-4 split. That's it. Let's go to the manager. Is it Pep Guardiola or Mikel Arteta? I understand Pep Guardiola has gone ahead to do everything, but even Pep Guardiola himself has gone ahead to admit how Arsenal is the best team in the league. Now, how do I go ahead and really give him the manager of my team when he has also gone ahead to admit that Arsenal is the best team in the league and in the world this season? And to make a team the best team, it must be having a manager, and that manager should be Mikel Arteta. So Mikel Arteta over it's Mikel Arteta over Pep Guardiola. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Through smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. That has been our combined 11, guys, and it shows you how much Arsenal has gone ahead to improve this season. Last season, it was hard to go all in and really say that Arsenal might get even 2 or 3 players in the combined 11 of City and Arsenal, but Arsenal players have gone ahead to dislodge 7 players of City out of this combined 11 in here onto our channel. So it shows you how much Arsenal have gone ahead to elevate, and I believe if they go ahead and really get in more players in the summer, Arsenal is going to be that team that will come in and really beat people hard, according to me. So I want your reactions in the comment section below. Who would you put in? Who would you get out? Your additions and subtractions are welcome in the comment section below. I remain Rokani David, and may the Almighty bless your day and enlighten you very, very, very favorably. Me out for now. See you later, my lovely mates.